They,
Anything done to the extreme is harmful. Even religion to the extreme is harmful for the human being.
I actually the last time I smoked, funny enough, I'm in this suburb where there is just pigeons. I am not even pigeons. There's like sparrows and stuff. There's no animals. Just a little squirrel here and there. There's no animals. I smoke weed. I just started getting into Christ. I just started reading the Bible and everything. And I decide I'm gonna smoke because I haven't smoked in a while. It was the last time I smoked. And I'm smoking weed. I'm walking down the street and I see in the middle of the street a vulture ripping apart a rabbit. Like two things that are just not in this neighborhood at all, ever. It was the weirdest thing. I thought I was hallucinating. That's how weird it was. It just doesn't happen. It's like seeing that in the middle of a busy New York street. It's like, how did either of these things get here? And it's ripping this thing apart. And then I start looking into what it means biblically. I'm like, let me just look into it a little bit. I just search up this. Vultures are sometimes people think they're good omens, but one thing that popped up when I searched it just happened to pop up is when you get further away from Christ, you'll see these things. And I was like, oh, I'm getting like, because I'm high. I'm getting high. I'm not doing the sober thing and being with my wife. I'm getting high. I was like, damn, that happened fast. I'm like, this is how fast you can move away from God. I'm like, oh, man. So I put it out, threw it away, and that was literally the last time I smoked weed. It was crazy. It was nuts. I just got this omen right in front of me so quickly.
Yeah, brother. I mean, it's real. And the only way, if you're not witnessing these things in your life, it's probably because you're beyond the point of salvation. Like you just completely shut down spiritually. You're not looking anywhere. Like all your radars that God instilled in you are off. You can't see it. So even if these phenomenons happen to people that are spiritually just decaying, they don't see it. And then sometimes you could show them and they can see it and they still don't care. That's when their hearts become spiritually hard.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like when the people of Christ, peace be upon them, during his time, when he says in John 15 and John 16, if I had not done the works that no man had seen, there'd be no sin upon them. But they had both seen and still don't believe in me. Like I did all these miracles, but their hearts were that rock hard that they couldn't accept Christ. And if they would have accepted Christ, based on our perspective, there would have only been one religion, brother. There wouldn't have been three. It's because they didn't accept John the Baptist. They chopped his head off.
Yeah.
We all know what they tried to do. You guys believe they did to him. And there's the division of the three faiths. That's from our perspective. So we should have all been one, but it was because of that treachery, and Christ is that peace. It's from him the three split, not because of him, but because of those that he was sent to.
It's very interesting because when you say that, when you're talking about the three and the split, it's almost like in this earthly realm that there's a holy trinity there. And then
It's
within
an unholy,
him,
because look, they're killing each other.
within him, there's if they come together as one, that's a holy trinity, right? And we should come together as people. But then in the spirit realm, they also believe that there's a holy trinity. I just found that interesting. You're talking about these three that are split that should be one. And then also the holy trinity is three that are split, but are also
children of Adam should be under the same umbrella.
Man.
Now,
Hey, tell me more about the jinn having the same characteristics as UFOs, because I don't know anything about jinn.
So we believe that there's some of them that can fly.
Okay.
We know that the devil used to be able to travel up to the heavens. How was he doing it? Why was he living amongst the angels? Because he was the best of us. So he was allowed to be amongst the angels. So we also know that God says in the Quran that he protects the canopy, that until the prophet came, they used to try to fly up and steal knowledge from the heavens. Eavesdrop, basically. And when you see shooting stars, from what I understand, and I could be wrong, from the Muslim perspective, that's literally God and the angels defending the heavens. That maybe it's not as far up as we think it is. I mean, I don't know if there's a firmament, but there's definitely some of that could possibly be found in the Quran. When you look at it, I made the canopy a protective. Like basically, we can't go through it. So I don't know. Do I think we live in a flat Earth?
What is
Wait,
hold on. Well, what does the Quran say? The Quran says a canopy?
Let me see if I could pull up the verse, brother. Again, we're doing this in real time. None of this is scripted. They don't know about Coach Collins, bro.
No.
The firmament.
But that's like, because you guys, like, I know Christianity has.
It says in the Quran, the word firmament doesn't directly appear, but the concept of the heavens as a samawat and the structure above the earth is mentioned many times. The Arabic term uses asama, meaning sky or heaven, not the English firmament. In classical Arabic and his early Islamic cosmology, asama can mean the visible sky, the realm above the earth, layers of the heaven. Key verses about the heavens and firmament. 7 heavens created in layers. It is he who created for you all that is on the earth. Then he directed himself to the heaven and made them 7 heavens. That's chapter 229 of the Quran. So he completed them as 7 heavens in 2 days and inspired each heaven its command. That's Surah Fusiliyat 41 verse.
Very
12.
interesting.
Heaven as a protective canopy, and we made the sky a protected ceiling, but they turn away from its signs. Surah Al-Anbiya 21 verse
Wow.
32.
Very interesting. I don't know any. Thank you for that. I don't know anything about the Quran, quite honestly. But yeah, that's very interesting. There's certain ways to look at it. It's like that could just be straight up literal, right? Canopy.
Or
It could,
philosophical.
it could also, talk about, they say we are in the third dimension where things are hard, physical, and then there's a fourth dimension where we would also refer that to, we would talk about that as heaven, where things are love and light. Like you said, the angels are made of light. That's where the light being goes. That's where this training ground, if you do what you're supposed to do and don't give in to all of these forces that are around us, your body, your soul will go to that place and be there. So it could be referring to that, because very much in this physical realm there is a ceiling. If you talk about this place where we're at, Earth to heaven, there definitely is a ceiling that you cannot break through as a physical human being. You're not allowed to go through it. You can't force that process.
I really don't think we have, man. I think we've gotten satellites into orbit. I don't think we've penetrated completely through the canopies that God's placed over the earth, these atmospheric levels. I just don't see, like, especially in the 60s, like, it's crazy. But like, I don't see how.
I'm saying
I can't get cell phone service.
I'm saying that the canopy would be you trying to, let's just say you right now trying to fly to heaven.
No,
you do not get to do that. Like
and
that
neither
could
us.
that could be the canopy that they're referring to. You
Yeah,
do not get to do that. You don't get to force that as a physical human being.
Yeah.
You go through the process, you pass away, and then all of a sudden you do that. Because recently I had a conversation with a hospice nurse, and she was, hospice is when someone's about to pass away.
Yeah, someone's dying.
Yeah, exactly. And she was talking about the visioning that they all have, the visions that they see. They see their past loved ones. They see pets. Like right now, my wife has a grandmother that's going to be within that. And she's reporting, she's like seeing pets, old cats that she used to have. So she's like, the veil's getting very thin. You know what I mean?
You just used the perfect word, the veil.
Yes. The veil's getting very thin. So in this hospice nurse, she used the same term. She's like, the veil gets very, very thin, and they end up being able to see people. And there's a phenomenon that they talk about called the death reach, where they reach up, like they can see the heavens. So that whole canopy that you're referring to, that could be like a veil. That veil gets thin,
So
and
that's
all of a sudden you have access. You can see the loved ones. You can see the people who are up there waiting for you, and they come down and they usher you into that space.
We believe that human beings don't have a veil on their eyes until they speak their first word. We believe that babies can see things that we can't because the veil's not on their eyes yet. We believe animals can see what we can't see. From the Muslim perspective, we know, like, if you hear a dog or a donkey screaming like crazy at nighttime, the Prophet advised us to recite God's words because they probably saw a devil. So I don't own a pet because you're not allowed to have a dog in your home because it's a place of worship, and there's certain bacteria that gets into their saliva that can, and you can research this, I'm not making this up. So we're allowed to have dogs, but as like for certain purposes, and not necessarily where we worship God.
Not in the house, not in your bed, licking your mouth and all that stuff, right?
Exactly. Yeah. But, ask people that own pets. They've said, my cat bugged out for no reason. My dog just freaking, because it's seeing what you can't see. It doesn't have the same veil. You use the correct terminology. It is a veil. And it's funny because even a lot of these people that are getting wiped out in the Middle East, right? They're all dying with smiles on their faces, bro. It's insane. Like, you can literally look at pictures of these people.